Right, even though, let me just quickly edit the title. Can't put a question mark in for some reason. Title required, that's what I'm putting on. What are you doing? Maybe because the title's too long. Yeah. Right, so go back and refresh. Right, is anyone watching? No one watching. Oh well, never mind. I can't actually set this premium, I don't think. No. Alright, well, just a little update on the old channel. I want to try to get some people's comments as well. Right, update on channel. I used to collect postal labels, and you see, and these go back from 2003 onwards. The more rare ones are the white labels. I did have a couple of little channels up on these. It's a bit like coin collecting, but this is more like postal stamp label collecting. And I was just thinking about, you know, doing the odd 1 or 2 videos on this channel regarding my label collecting and giving you some idea on what I know about the labels. But it's just more of a, you know, thinking about it, to be honest with you. You know, if I want to do it or not, I don't know yet. I do have another folder somewhere, but where it is, I don't know. But I do have thousands and thousands of these labels in my little drawers behind me. You know, you're talking like so many labels in here, it's unbelievable. I used to buy and sell labels. I kind of collected a lot for myself. I sold a lot so I could buy more. So it's like just generally buying and selling labels. Actually, it is a little bit like coin collecting. You know, you do get some very rare labels out here, especially like white labels. More rarer ones are the ones which are actually on the actual proper backing and haven't been used on an envelope. Some of them can also be rare because of the thick font, the postcodes, the date they were printed. Some of the 2PK thick font Scottish ones are quite rare, and they do go for good money. You know, the 2PK Scottish one, dated 2008, I think it is. About get my. I'm not going to really be talking about these actually, but I just wanted to. 2008. These go for good money actually. You know, I've seen people buy these for up to about £20-30 each. The thick font ones, which are these ones here, they go for good money, between about £20-30 each as well. And they're from like 2002. I've got some really rare kind of like training labels put away somewhere. Where I put them, I don't know, but they can go for up to like 30-40 quid each as well, depending on who wants them, who's willing to pay that amount of money, and who wants to buy some of these rare labels. Like, you know, some people turn around and say, "Oh, I can print them myself." Well, yeah, you know, there's probably a load of fake ones out there, but these are originals. And especially if they're on the backing, proper backing, you can't get these anywhere. You know, it's very rare that you can even get any of those kind of like proper printed labels, which ain't got no print on, to print your own ones. It's very, very hard to do. You've got to have the actual fonts and everything, you know, exact. They're not just like normal fonts, you know, they can vary with like 2 or 3 different fonts on there, different widths. The actual lining on these, which on here, it's got to be dead on, you know, people examine them with like, you know, fine tooth comb with magnifying glasses measuring. They go through the actual the ink itself, you know, to find out if it's like the genuine ink, because you can tell by the different type of ink quantities, I suppose. You know, they do it all different ways. So I was thinking about adding these to my channel. I don't know yet, because I do have another channel with these on, but you know, I've not really used it for quite a long time, and I was thinking of closing that channel down, but taking the videos off and uploading them here. So if you're interested in like postal labels, let me know, and then I'll probably do the odd video on postal labels time to time. So there's that. Tomorrow I might be going to do some milk detecting at my permission. I was thinking of going Sunday, because Saturday is supposed to be raining, but looking at the weather, it now says tomorrow it's going to be sunny. And hello, Julie Richards, by the way. So yeah, I'm thinking of going tomorrow if I get up early enough. I do hate getting up early, because sometimes I don't go to sleep till at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And if I'm getting up early, you know, 7, you know, I'm lucky to get about 3 hours sleep and that kind of thing. But sometimes I don't even get that, because it is very hard for me to get sleep. The medication I'm on is supposed to help me sleeping, actually, the antidepressant, but it don't. And not, even when I'm drinking coffee does relax me, but it doesn't help me to go to sleep, you know. So it's kind of like hard for me to get sleep at night times. But I'm going to quickly check the weather again for tomorrow, Saturday. And I'm pretty sure it says it's going to be sunny intervals, which it does say, sunny intervals and light winds. Just going to check up where my permission is. And yet tomorrow is going to be sunny with sunny intervals. So I probably will be, probably maybe going out tomorrow. I've got to find my camera, actually. I think it's over there. It's there. So I've got to get that ready, make sure that's charged up. That saved me going out Sunday, because Sunday, although it's going to be light cloud, you know, Sunday's still going to be okay. But I'd rather go maybe tomorrow instead of Sunday. I don't know. You know, if I don't get up early enough tomorrow, then I'll go Sunday. But I hope to get up for Saturday morning. I'd like to know what people do. Hello, 1488. What detectors do I use? Well, I've got 3 detectors. 2 of them work and 1 of them don't really work. I've got the MD3010 detector, which is a standard basic one, which cost me about £60, I think it was, £65. Then I bought the Insti one, which is another basic beginner's kind of like milk detecting device. That cost me, I think, £85 when I bought it, but they have actually gone down to about £70 now. And then I wanted to get a better one, and Alan actually had the Bounty Hunter Smart Pro, which has a really nice like 9-inch coil on it, because the other ones I've got is like 14, 16-inch coils, but I really wanted something with a smaller coil. So Alan was thinking about getting a Garrett 400i, which he did decide to get. So what I said is that if you want to sell me your one, you're a bounty hunter, because I do like the coil on it, I'll have it off you. So he said, yeah, all right, and then I'll let you have it. And I got it on the mates rates, you know, because the bounty hunter is still like about 200 quid. But I paid a lot less than that under a mates rates kind of thing. I won't say how much I paid for it, but I got it. quite cheap. No, put it this way, the amount I paid for it, I could have got myself another detector, new one, like a new Insta one, which I didn't really want to get. And the Insta one cost me like, say, like about 80 quid, I think it was. And they have only just dropped down a little bit by about £10. So you're talking about £70, £75. So that's roughly how much I paid for the Bounty Hunter, and that's what I've been using over at my permissions all the time. I've only got one permission still at the moment, but one thing they're doing is I'm going to try to complete the whole permission because it's only like 7 acres, but I'm taking my time on it. It's split into like 3.5 separate partitions. I just kind of like finished the first partition, but not completely because the ponies keep coming up to me and pestering me, and there's a little bit of like a section which is overgrown and very muddy. Since I've been there over the last couple of weeks, it's been very, very muddy, and my shoes have been like feeling like concrete blocks, because of the mud, being stuck on the bottom of my feet. So, every time I come home, like I've got to try to like clean my boots off as best I can. And what I do is when I get home, I take my boots off in the kitchen and leave them there. And like when they dry out, the next day or sometimes, a couple of days later, depends on when I'm going to go out and have to use my boots again, all the dry mud is like kind of like falling off. So, the field is kind of really thick and mud at the moment, to be honest with you. There is some like clearer patches which ain't so muddy, which I've just started working on, but it is still muddy in certain parts of it, kind of thing. And the length I'm doing at the moment is like half is kind of like really cut down grass, and the other part is like a little bit more height on the grass. I don't think the horses and the ponies are eating their grass as much. I think they're just more interested in the hay that one keeps buying them. But you do see them out in the field, and when I'm there, they, because like it's in 4 sections, and you've got like wire fencing in between each section. Most of them can't go over to like pestering me, but there's 2, father and son little pony, who keeps coming over and pestering me, kind of thing. The other, when was it, last week when I was doing my milk detecting over there, seems like the little one tried to like grab my cap off my head, as if he was thinking it was food, and he's like trying to like nibble at it. So like, I can't like try to shoot away, but he's one of them horses that, doesn't get shooed away easily. He kind of stands there and looks at you. And what made me laugh is that when I was having to go at him, it looked like he was trying to laugh at me, know when the horses could do that kind of with its teeth. It was doing that, but without the noise, And I was looking there, thought, yeah, you're finding it funny, aren't you, little bugger? And I tried to shoo him away a few times, but it wouldn't work. And I dug a hole, and his hoof was coming into the hole. So I tried to shoo him away, and I kind of quickly covered the hole up again. All I didn't get to like detect inside it, but I covered it up. And then I went over to the little wooded area, and he was following me, but I moved into the deeper part, so he couldn't follow me. And I had to wait about half an hour to go back to that actual hole which I dug out. So, it can be a bit of a bugger to detect over there sometimes. So, while I was waiting for the horse to go away so I could go back to that hole I dug, I actually moved into the woods, as I say, and I started detecting in the woods a little bit, but weren't getting nothing in the wooded area, which was kind of surprising, because I would have thought there would have been something in there. But just beside the wooded area, there's like a little footpath, or, a little walkway where the horse has been walking beside the actual fencing. And I did find a little copper shilling, and I found a horseshoe. So that was good, because I did say the thing I want on my bucket list on that, on his permission, is a horseshoe, and hopefully some silver, and maybe a Roman. Well, I found a horseshoe. The only two I haven't found yet is silver and Roman coin. Now, it doesn't matter if it's like a lead coin, you know, a silver coin, gold coin, whatever. I definitely want to try to find a Roman coin. Since I've been milk detecting, I've never found a Roman coin as yet. Now, I found like a Napoleon III 1862 coin, but that's copper. I'd love to find a Roman coin. Then I can say, yeah, I found a Roman coin, and then that can be taken off my little bucket list of the finds I want to find. So, hello, digging with DJ, DJ. Hello, DJ. So, you know, everyone's got their little bucket list, yeah. But what I want to know is what you guys do with your finds. So, with my magnet fishing, you know, I tend to bring a lot of crap home, you know, kind of thing. And I've got like 3 little buckets filled with like metal objects out on the balcony, yeah. And I'm not really gone through them. Now, with my milk detecting, if I find like a strip of iron, I'm not going to bring it home because I bring too much junk home with me, you know, kind of thing. Although that piece of iron could have like some kind of like historic information story behind it, I don't want to be bringing it home unless it's got some kind of markings on it, yeah. So I tend to like leave that there. I don't like rebury it. I kind of like put it in the bush or like take it away and like ask Ron to like put it in his trash. But most of the time I kind of like put it in the bush, you know, and leave it there. And let the next generation of milk detectors who might go there hunt it and find it and think it's like some kind of national treasure. The only weirdest thing I did find, well, it's not really weird, but know the little tricycles that people, you know, the kids used to use, yeah, the little 3-wheelers, yeah. I actually found the actual middle part where the actual pedals are and the cog chain is, you know, all complete. The rest of the bike were completely gone, you know. And like I was going to show Ron that, but because he wasn't there at the time, he'd taken his dogs for a walk, I think it was. I didn't want to like carry it around in my pouch because I wouldn't be able to get it in the pouch anyway. So I threw it to one side, and when I left, I forgot to go back and get it to show him it. Yeah, but when I was there during the week, this week, I kind of like tried looking for it, but I couldn't remember where I put it. So yeah, I found a couple of interesting things there. I found like it's on my video. I found this unusual thing, and I've now actually got a liaison officer who helps me out with things when I need to like ask for any kind of help on any of my finds. And this is like a little kind of like character sitting on, I suppose, a horse. The legs are gone, the tail's gone, you know, the head's gone. But if you look closely, you can see like, you know, the hair. As if someone's like carved into the neck of the horse. And you know, if you look there, you can actually see there might have been something where the arm was holding like a little kind of rein or something. There might have been a tail there. I still can't figure out what metal that is. It's not lead. It definitely ain't lead. It doesn't feel like iron or steel. It could maybe be a mixture of like alloys. I don't know how old it is. My liaison officer said, you know, early 1900s. So, you know, possibly a 1900 coin there, object there. One of my best kind of like lead seals. And these are all from my permission. So like a nice little lead seal there. And just the other day, I found this and I've done some research on it. Now, it is kind of bent, but if you look there, you can see the actual head there of the horse. All right. I thought it was like a deer, maybe like a deer. But actually underneath, it says the Queen's, right? And I think that's a flag there. Now, I've done a little Google on there, and there is an actual Queen's regiment. So that possibly is a Queen regiment pin badge. which is quite a nice one. If that's a horse, it's kind of unusual that I'm finding that and that on a paddock, because that's what it is. It's a farm horse field, a paddock field. I did find some medieval pottery. I asked on Facebook about that. I thought it might be Roman, but because it's got glaze on it, I said no, that's probably medieval or just before medieval times, or even maybe just late medieval. So I'm finding that. I found a very big nail with a big head. I thought that was Roman, but they said no, that possibly is medieval as well, and they might have used that in construction of like making wooden barns. The thickness held them in a lot more secure. So I've been finding a few interesting things on my commission. I found quite a few King George, and the other day I found a ship coin, which was the Queen Elizabeth 1956, I think it was. But I think the earliest King George ones are probably about 1910. And it was a thin one. It was a really thin coin. Can't remember what I've done with it. I think I put it in with my book somewhere. And it was in pretty good condition, actually. Let me see if I can find it. But it's definitely a King George coin. And it kind of looked thinner than normal. I'm not sure if that's it or not, actually. I don't know if that's it. Let me have a look. No, I don't think that was it. I can't remember where I put it, but I know it looked really thin. And I thought, it could have been like an earlier King George, but what I've done with it, I'm not sure. I might have left that in the kitchen. But yeah, so I've been finding a few King Georges, quite a bit of modern day coins, the old £1 coins, which can still take into the bank. So I've got coins mixed everywhere. No, it's not as thin as the one I found. Yeah, I've been finding like I found a dog tag with Bruno on it, and I went up to Ron's daughter and I said, "Did you have a dog called Bruno by any chance?" She goes, "Well, we have got a dog called Bruno. He's the one behind you." And I thought, "Oh right, because has he lost a dog tag?" And I looked and I said, "No, he hasn't lost the dog tag because he's got a dog tag on." So someone must have had the dog by the same name as Bruno, and it's like a dog shape kind of a bone shape kind of like dog tag, So she goes, "Oh, maybe he lost in one, bought a new one. I don't know." So I actually went up to Ron because I was packing up at the end of the day, and he was around the back, like with a chainsaw cutting some of the trees down, which was like overgrowing over the chicken coops. And I said to him, like, "Did you ever lose a dog tag?" He goes, "Oh, I'm always losing things, and the animal's always losing things." I said, "Because I just found this." And he goes, "Wow!" He goes, "Bloody hell! Where the hell did you find that?" He goes, "Yeah, actually, I did. The dog did lose one night to replace it." I said, "Well, here we go, mate. Here's Bruno's dog tag back. So you've got a spare one. So if you lose the one what he's got on him now, you got a spare one, and you won't have to go out and buy another one." Apparently his dog Bruno lost one several months ago and had to go buy a new one. And I was lucky enough to find it within the milk detector. So, and not only that, the coins that I've been finding there, they haven't been really like all that good, to be honest with you, kind of been crusty and like, either smooth or whatever. So, because I wanted to give Ron something, as a thank you, I actually gave him some of the coins from my collection. Silver sixpence, a ship penny, and a King George penny. Gave him them and a couple of musket balls. Because one day I did find a musket ball in there, and I showed him, and he goes, "Oh, that's unusual. I didn't know that there was any kind of like civil wars on here." So, well, it might not have been a civil war. It just might have been someone hunting or something. Using one of the old muskets. So it was a lead one. I said, "Yeah, you can have your one." He goes, "Oh, all right, cheers." So I said, they did make iron ones because in the olden days, musket balls were made out of lead until they realised lead was running out. So they had to compromise and they started using iron. But some people mixed the aluminium, sorry, not the aluminium, they mixed the lead and the iron together, the both alloys, and made like a musket ball out of lead and iron. That I know because I Google searched that. Then later on, they actually made the musket balls completely out of iron. Now, the first one I gave him was lead, but I did give him another lead one and 2 iron ones. So, he's got like a little small collection of like musket balls and a couple of coins. And he goes, "Oh, you don't have to do that." I said, "No, I want to give it to you, as a thank you." And also this week, I actually treated these animals, which I couldn't afford, but I did do. I bought some carrots for the horses and the ponies. I bought some dog treats for his dogs. And I bought some bird seed for his like chickens and hens and cockerels, kind of thing. And when I gave it to him, it kind of like showed how much he appreciated it. He goes, "You didn't have to do that, Steve. I know you ain't got money." I said, "No, it's all right. It's only like £3, kind of thing." But he goes, "Yeah, but that £3 could be like a meal." I said, "Look, I'll do it because I I want to get something back. You didn't have to turn around and say, yeah, come in milk detect, because trying to get permissions is bloody hard. You might get one out of like 50 or something, but I was lucky that day. The first person I asked, which was Ron, was the first one who turned around and said yes. Now I did go around asking other like little farms and paddocks, and a couple of people said they'd think about it and talk to their family, but I never got no reply. But I will go back to them and ask them if they thought about it and if I can still get permission. But I'll do that in the new year. But what I wanted to find out is, what do you do with your finds? Do you keep them? Do you kind of like sell them? Do you throw them away? Do you donate them? Because what I want to do later is donate stuff to like a museum. Coins, certain coins I'll probably keep for myself. Any gold coins. Me finding the gold coin might, fuck me, man, be a miracle, I suppose. But you never know. I could go tomorrow and find a gold coin. It might take years before I find a gold coin. It might take years for me to even find a Roman coin. But what I would do with them, I'd probably keep all the coinage, most probably. Some of them I might swap. Some I might, sell on maybe, just to get a little bit of money to buy some more, milk detecting equipment. But I don't really want to be hoarding too much, because I've got a load of stuff from magnet fishing that and the balcony I've not even gone through. But I think I will probably donate a lot to museums when I've got enough to donate to them. Like the musket balls. I've got like a little pot outside. It's like a little plastic pot about that round, that big, and a quarter of it's full of like musket balls. And the musket balls I found all over the different locations. I only found one at Ron's at the moment, but musket balls I found like a little hoard over one of my local commons on just the edge of the actual the lake. I was detecting around there, and I pulled up, a decent hit, and I thought it was just a coin, but it read like, I think it was like about 60, 62, I think it was. To me, that's like either coin or lead. Now, when I found a musket ball, I pulled it out, and I just, kind of went over it, and I was still getting hits. I actually pulled out 16 musket balls in one little hole. So I'm thinking someone must have been like sitting there in the olden days, like making musket balls, and something must have happened. Like, they might have come under fire, or, he might have got attacked, by a highwayman or something like that, and he had to like escape, and you know, he might have even died. I don't know, but for some reason, a little haul of musket balls were left behind, and I know there's still more there. I just got kind of like a bit tired and fed up digging musket balls out of this bloody like hole, you know, kind of thing. And the thing was, you know, although it's on the side of the lake, water was coming in, and like, you know, it was hard for me to try and pinpoint where the actual musket balls were. So after 16, I decided to knock it on the head and come home. I did find a crucifix on the side of the lake as well, which was kind of unusual. So I thought, why would there be a crucifix? You know, maybe that part of the common might have some kind of like religious thing going on there. But why was it on the edge of the actual lake? Let me go and get it. I'll show you what one it was. Hold on. Right, I nearly couldn't find it. I realised I put it in a little container, I think. So these are the containers I'm using to store stuff. Now there's a couple of like little deep buckles. Well, one deep buckle and a square buckle I found on my permission. A part of the buckle. But let me get this open. Little mini horseshoe I found. This ain't the one I found over my permission. I found it over another location. But I can understand why a crucifix was kind of like on the lake, little lake. Now I can't tell you the lake's name and the actual place I found it, but the metal detector actually went across it, and it was kind of like laying at a slight angle, and it kind of picked up this little bit first. As I was digging through here, I thought it was just like a little bit of lead, and I was pulling, and it's still stuck. So I had to dig deeper down, and I dug around it, and as I pulled it out, I thought, holy crap. And yeah, little crucifix. So I'm just wondering that was like carried around, you know, in the medieval Norman times, because like, you know, that must have been there for quite some time, to be honest with you. And I mean quite a long time, because like, you know, I had to dig down, you know, a couple of inches to get to that actually, because only a little bit was sticking out at first. But you know, there are things I'm going to probably keep for myself. You know, I'm not a history buff. Don't think I am. I'm not a history buff. I couldn't tell you, you know, heads from tails. You know, if someone came up to me and said, right, you know, here's a ring, for instance, yeah, is that silver or not? I wouldn't have had to tell you that was silver until I had it in my hand and I had the magnifying glass and could find any kind of like stamp on it. But no, I did find this metal detecting, and it's just like costume jewelry junk. But I still kept it because, like, you know, well, I don't know why, but yeah, I kept it. Even this little chain here, I found this chain, milk detecting, cleaned up really nicely, little charm bracelet, and it's actually 925 silver. So what would I do with this? Well, I'll keep it for now, and maybe give it to my daughter if she wants it or something, or give it away like a little competition prize or something. Because costume jewelry doesn't really bother me, to be honest with you. I'm more interested in the coinage, and like other kind of relics like musket balls. I'll be honest with you, I did have musket balls, from earlier as well, where I've been milk detecting. I've been milk detecting for on and off for about a year and a half. And I did find, quite a few musket balls. And because I wanted to learn about making my own fishing weights, I went out and bought like a little portable gas cooker. One of those like torch flame things, some saucepans, and I bought myself some actual fishing weight castings. I was able to get some lead. I've actually found 6 kilos of lead in a location which I had dug before, and I didn't really want to bring this chunk of lead home with me at the time. It's only because I started thinking about making my own fishing weights. I thought I'd go back to that location where I found that chunk of lead, and I didn't just find that one chunk. I found several chunks, brought them all home, and it weighed over 6.5 kilos of lead. Plus someone else gave me like 1.5 kilos of lead. So I started making my fishing weights. But before I actually went back and found that lead and got lead given to me, I bought like a kilo lead ran at the local what is it called? It's like scrap dealer, little scrap dealer place around the corner. Bought a kilo of lead off him. And I wanted to find out how easy the musket balls were, like, to melt down. And they were quite easy to melt down, actually, because I did like melt down about 4 or 5 lead musket balls. Now, I won't melt any more down. I've got quite a bit of musket balls. I've got about 20 in my drawer behind me, and I've got like a quarter field of musket balls in the kitchen. Now, they aren't just lead, they're also iron as well. They could even be like the mixed alloy, iron and lead. Because you can see that there's a difference between the lead and the iron ones. And there is one in, a couple in there which looks kind of like maybe the two alloys melt together to make a musket ball. So those ones I'll probably keep. I've only ever sold musket balls once before on eBay, and that had like 7 different calibers, and they all came from a certain location where they did have like historical background, where they had several battles, Civil War battles. And the only reason I sold them because I wanted to put the money towards my first milk detector. Because I sold my first one, the first ever one I did buy was from Argos, and it's like a kiddies one, and I bought one of those just to muck around with. And the first day I went out of it, it practically killed me, kind of thing. I was digging. There is a place where I can go, and there's so much in this ground, it feels like whatever it is very long and big. I think it could just be like one of those old tin metal roofing things that they might have used during World War II. I don't know. But, I was digging. I couldn't get to the bottom of it, and I couldn't drag anything out. I just get bits of like scrap here, there, and everywhere. And my hands ended up having blisters in one day. So I kind of like came home, gave up with that one. When I did start doing it again, using the same milk detector, it kind of broke down on me. So I threw that to one side, stopped milk detecting again for several months. Then I started watching a lot of YouTube channels. I met up with Alan doing magnet fishing, and because he had a milk detector, I thought, I might get myself another one. And that's how it kind of went on, really. So, I've got me MD 3010, I've got me Insta, and I've got me one which I got off Alan, which is the Bounty Hunter Smart Pro. So I would like to get a Minelab one as well later, but they're kind of expensive, and that might not happen for probably another year, unless Minelab would like to sponsor me one, which I can't see happening. But there are people out there who will do good things with people. Like the other day, Brad was on his channel. That's Brad going on about trolls and the haters and the financial issue he was having, and yet to sell his Garrett 250. But I did a video saying, well, maybe someone might be nice enough to sponsor him one. And I'm not saying it's from my channel, but funny enough, yesterday I think it was, Brad's uploaded a video where Dr. Ork has sent him a metal detector to try out. Now, I'm not saying he's going to keep it, it's more of a review, but I thought with reviews it's more of a sponsor. So, he's got another metal detector, and, he swears, Black and Blue is a really good metal detector for a beginner. So, there's several different types of metal detectors, which I'm thinking about maybe upgrading to later, but, with my brain cells, it's hard for me to, go for all the settings and, learn all the settings kind of thing. Like, if you're going to go for the ones which are, 800-900 quid with, 23 different settings, no, I don't think I could, handle that straight away. It'd take me months and months to, work one of those out. But, I will continue doing metal detecting, but I won't do it when it's, really pissing down the rain, or if it's snowing or something like that. I won't be there, doing metal detecting. But as long as it's, dry, don't mind a little bit of breeze, I will still go out. And whatever I find, I'll decide, if I'm going to keep or get rid of. As I say, I might do some giveaways. I probably might end up selling 1 or 2 items, maybe. Just get that fund together to buy another metal detector later. Some will probably go to a local museum, kind of thing. I might even try to send some over to my liaison officer and say, as you're a liaison officer of Surrey, can you give me some information on where there is a museum in Surrey? And then I can always give them to the Surrey Museum. Fuck, will I give them to the Merton Museum? No way, because I'm not allowed to metal detect on any of Merton land. The green space around Merton Council, they won't let you detect anywhere. But that's what I'm going to be doing my stuff anyway. And I just wanted to know what, other people might do with their stuff. What do you do with all the trash? Do you keep it? Do you dispose of it? Do you melt it down? Because I know some people melt their fines down to ingots, especially if it's lead or copper or zinc or something like that. Lead, musket balls I keep, but any just little chunks of lead, kind of thing, I'll keep and chuck into a little lead box, and I can always melt them down into ingots. So I've got my little baking trays I'll make ingots out of, and then later I'll use it to melt it down again and make fishing weights. But there are things, there will be things I will keep. As I say, Roman coins I'll definitely keep, I suppose. Unless I come across a hoard, then I'll probably keep some, get some away as prizes, or donate some to the museum. Depends on how old they are and how valuable they are, because you can't just if you come across 100 hoard, Roman coins, you're gonna have to report it anyway to the liaison officer. Then he's gonna have to contact an archaeology group. Then the archaeology group goes to National Treasure or National Trust or whatever it is, and they actually value it and tell you if it's so important that it's got to go into a museum or something. Then you get a finder's fee, and you won't get none of it back. I'm still learning about what you can do and what you can't do with fines, kind of thing. I know like coins you can normally keep, but if it's over, I think 500 years, you got to like report it. And other kind of like metallic objects. There's certain dates and years you got to report. Certain like important finds. But if it's all like modern day stuff, 100 years old, then you're okay with it. But I don't think I found anything more than 100 years old apart from that Napoleon 1862 coin actually, and that weren't in bad condition. And I found that on the way home. I was just packing up for a while. I'll just do this pathway because it's getting dark, and I don't like doing that, at night time, especially in like woodlands and commons, because the amount of holes that the animals like leave behind, trip over, could end up seriously injuring themselves. So I was walking along the pathway, and I thought I'd give it 5 more minutes. And lucky I did, because I found that Napoleon III 1862 coin, which I've got in one of those little books there somewhere. So that was a really bloody good find. And I was thinking, why is there a Napoleon 1862 coin here? Well, I did a little bit of Google research, and apparently, the French brought their soldiers over to the coast of England. Then they marched all the way up through Kent and Surrey and past this area, and they had a big battle. Napoleon that night had a massive battle over at the Surrey Hills. So I'm thinking, well, that's maybe why there's a Napoleon coin here, because the French must have marched, at least past this area for someone to drop a coin, unless like someone from Britain went to France in the early 19th century and brought some coins back and dropped it himself. I don't know, but there were some serious battles over here, between the French and the English. And the biggest ones, I believe, were over at the Surrey Hills, which I'd love to go and milk detect, but not allowed to. I contacted Reigate and Banstead, and they said no milk detecting on their Greenland open spaces. But unless you're like with a milk detecting group and they've got permission, then yeah, you'll be okay. I know with Epsom Downs, you can get a permit, which is like I think £40 for a year, but you can only get it as first come first serve, because it's like they only issue like 25 permits per year. So it's like even if someone had like a permit every year, it doesn't mean he's going to get a permit next year. No, it's first come first serve. I know with Reading, you can get a permit over there for £10 for the whole year, and you can do all their open green spaces, parks, commons, woodlands, everywhere. But for me, it's more the cost of getting there and back. You're talking about probably about £20, £25 travel costs there and back, kind of thing, which I can't really afford. The permit's only £10, but would it benefit me going there, 3 or 4 times a year, to do some milk detecting? Because you don't know what part of Reading, with the grounds have been like hammered, kind of thing. You might go to a location thinking, oh, that sounds interesting. You do a little bit of research, thinking about going to find something, and you don't find squat because someone's already been there, hammered it, kind of thing. I tend to try to find out the way places, kind of thing. Even if it does mean me travelling around, I might go and hit a local park, and hopefully I ain't going to get caught and get kicked off. Now, some people say, well, that's like doing it illegally. No, it ain't, because if you look on a lot of the actual council websites, yeah. Now, if you ring them up and ask if you can milk detect on their land, they're going to turn around and say no straight away. No milk detecting on land. But if you look at their bylaws, it does not say in most of the council bylaws that you cannot dig and you cannot milk detect on their land. So unless it states that, they can't really do fuck all, I don't think, to be honest with you. You know, if someone comes up to you, like one of the groundsmen says, like, sorry, mate, you can't, detect here, then, you can have an open disagreement saying, well, hang on a minute, why can't I detect here? If it says it's in the bylaws and you've been, lucky enough to download the bylaws and say, hang on, you tell me where in the bylaws it says that I can metal detect here. And they say, well, it's under section 7. And you pull out the copy of the bylaws and you go under section 7 and say, it says like, hang on, it says you cannot remove soil, dirt and plants and trees. Well, you're not removing it to take off the land to take home and use it for yourself. All I'm doing is like digging a little hole and recovering what might be in that hole and then like covering the hole back up. So I'm not really doing much harm to the ground, am I, really? Because if you think about it, all the animals that dig holes up and don't cover them, you can't turn around and blame someone who's tripped over a hole where someone might have dug it up, because you are going to get pillocks out there who goes out metal detecting and dig holes up and don't cover them up. I've been to locations where I've seen dug holes not covered up by other metal detectorists. That pisses me off because that's what's given us the bad name. But I've been good enough to cover those holes up, even though they're not my holes. There's still dirt around. I've just brushed the dirt over the hole and try to cover it up, kind of thing. But I actually sent an email to Reigate and Banstead, right? I said, look, I've downloaded your bylaws and it doesn't say nothing about digging. It doesn't say nothing about metal detecting. It doesn't even say nothing about removing minerals and metal from your open spaces. And I've not had a reply from them for like 3 weeks. And it's not just like Banstead and Reigate. I'm talking about other, like, Croydon, Lambeth, Merton. In any of their bylaws, it does not say that you cannot dig. It doesn't say you can't melt detect, and it doesn't say, any other kind of stuff about melt detecting. But if someone comes up to you and asks you to leave, then yeah, I'd leave, in respect. But I think out of all the bylaws I've read, there's only 2 I've ever seen, like the Croydon one, I think it is, and the Kent one, where it says no device that allows you to detect metal or minerals are allowed to be used on our common lands to dig up and to be removed. And it'll say like such as like melt detectors. Yeah, if it's in the bylaw, then great, you know that you can't be there. And if you get caught, then you might end up being arrested and prosecuted. But with all the ones I think been downloading, I've downloaded probably about 6 or 7 different councils. Yeah, I've gone through their bylaws, and it doesn't say nothing about you cannot dig and you cannot do melt detecting. All it says, removal of soil and turf. Well, to me, removing is like digging a hole, putting the turf or the soil in a bag and taking it away with you. That's removal. I'm not removing it. All I'm doing is digging it and putting it back. So, I think a lot of people could actually get away with melt detecting. I'm not saying, go and fucking do it. You're going to have to be careful, to be honest with you. But is it really breaking the law if it doesn't state that in their bylaws, nothing about melt detecting? So I wouldn't even bother ringing them up, to be honest with you, and trying to get permission. No, I know a lot of people say, well, if you're not getting permission, you shouldn't be digging there. True, but half the time you can never get through to the right departments anyway. I've been through a council, where I've been put from one department to another department to another department to another department. And none of them can turn around and say, well, hang on, we can't tell you if you can dig there. We can't tell you if you can melt detect there. All what they said is, well, be on the safe side, I won't go there. Unless you've got some kind of like letter stating you can't go there, or it states on like the bylaws that you can't be there. I can't see what the problem is, to be honest with you. Hello, Autism. Hi, I think that is. Hello, Cowboy Gaming. Right, Ian. Hello, Milk Detecting UK. So, like, the government, the bylaws don't really make sense to me after time, to be honest with you. You really don't. There are councils that will allow you to metal detect on their land with a permit, yeah. But, from the 1800s, late 1800s, the bylaws state that, not allowed to do this, not allowed to do that. You can't do, on some lakes, you can't even fish on lakes now. You can't play music, you can't run, you can't fly a kite, you can't fly a drone, you can't ride a bike, you can't ride a horse, you can't do this and that and everything on common land there anymore, on parks, commons, woodlands, it's all no. But there's nothing kind of about milk detecting. So there are places that I'm looking at going to. I've checked the bylaws and it doesn't say nothing about you cannot milk detect, and it doesn't say nothing about you cannot dig. So unless I actually go there and dig and someone puts a complaint in, and then you got someone coming around from the council, like one of the binmen or groundsmen or one of the park keepers come up to you and see you digging and say, sorry mate, can't be doing that. And that's the only time I will stop digging there. But, really, I don't think anyone's breaking the law, to be honest with you, on council property, unless it states there in the bylaws, which it don't on many of them. Some people turn around and say, well, you are committing the offence if you are going on there. Well, how can you be committing the offence if it doesn't say it in the fucking bylaws, But then people might turn around and say, oh, you're saying that, you're going to get a lot more people going to the parks and, the wooded area and commons, and they're going to start digging and making holes. Well, maybe, you're going to get some people going there, but you're going to get the more decent, kind of people who's going to cover their holes up. Then you're going to get the people who don't give a shit and go and start digging holes and not cover their holes up. And so, I've been to my local common. I know there's other people over there digging. So I found dig holes. And, the day I got my permission was the day when one of the park patrol guys was going around picking up all rubbish. He came up to me and goes, sorry, you can't be digging here. I thought I spoke to you a couple of weeks ago. I said, yes, but you said I can milk detect as long as it's shallow. And I'm only digging shallow. Yeah, but, we've seen a lot of holes around, kind of thing. I said, you can't turn around and say the holes are made by milk detectorists. Oh, fucking rabbits, foxes, they dig holes all over the place. You can't turn around and say them holes are made from a milk detectorist, can you really? And I was actually doing a little video of him talking to me, but then I realised the camera was running, so I turned it off and had a more in-depth. And I said, look, I can understand, because I did find a big hole the other day, and I showed him where that hole was, and it was a massive hole. Because that's what we mean. You can't be digging. People don't give a shit. They dig a hole and they don't cover it up. I said, yeah, but that's the arseholes who don't do it yet. And yeah, they give us the bad name, and that's what makes us not able to dig on, your land, I suppose. So I can understand that, you get pissed off of it. But, if you've done a system where, you gave out permits for a fee, you could also do a system where you could put, where someone's got to, say when they're going to go to a location, let's say, London Borough Council, for instance, yeah, I'm just, pulling that out of the top of my head. If they give you a permit and they do, a page on the website where you have to go on, sign on to their web page, you put your permit number in, you say where you're going to go, it could be, one of their parks. You state what time you're going to go and what park it is and what day it is, and you go there. And, if one of the park keepers goes around there and finds holes which haven't been covered up, then, you know, if they can prove it's that person, then they confiscate the license and ban the guy from metal detecting there. You go, oh yeah, but it's just too much work for the council, you know, cost, you know, it could cost them as well. I said, well, they'd be getting some of that cost back through the fucking permits, won't they, really? Yeah, but it's too much hassle for the council, you know, so that's why we have to turn around and say, sorry, no digging. And the guy said to me, right, he goes, look, you know, I did tell you, you know, it does state on the signposts, you know, on every common that no digging's allowed. And I turned around and I said, it does not say that, mate. I've been there, I've read it. He goes, I'm telling you, it does. And I said, look, I'm not going to argue. I will pack up, I will leave, but it does not state that. You go and read it yourself. And I was actually concentrating or thinking about going back over the common with the bylaws and doing some metal detecting. And he came up to me and said, hey, I've told you, no digging. I'm going to just pawn him up about the bylaws. And so, bylaws here, mate, black and white. Where does it say no digging? Where does it say no metal detecting? You're telling me I can't do something which does not state I can or cannot do on your bylaws. So I'm not breaking any laws. But then you might get, you know, funny and like start ringing the police up, and then the police will come over and like, you know, start up. Is it worth the hassle, to be honest with you? It's sometimes. That's why I have to go out further out, you know, down to Surrey and like, you know, try to get permissions. And I say I was lucky enough to get my first permission on my first ask of like a little paddock farm, which is only 7 acres, you know. You know, I did go around some of the other farms. A couple said that they'd speak to their partners. I left them my phone number. I left them a copy of the National Council of Metal Detecting, the NCDC agreement form. Never got no reply from them. So, you know, it's not going to like deter me. I will go back to those places and ask them if they considered, like, you know, thinking about it. But I'll probably leave that till next year. I say, like, I came over October. You know, you've had 4 months. Can you let me know, you know, if I can dig you or not, you know, kind of thing. They might turn around and say, well, we didn't ring you because, you know, the answer's no. But at least you've asked a second time. You know, there is a couple of big places over there where my landowner, Ron, where my permission is, he actually buys hay for his horses and ponies from another farm. And funny enough, is a name that I've been given several times. And the farm is nearby, but, you know, walking distance is probably about half hour, 45 minutes. So I was thinking actually going to go over there because, like, he does have a lot of land over there. So maybe I might go over and see if I can speak to him and say, look, you know, I've got, you know, I don't know if you know Ron, you know, he buys hay off you for his horses and the ponies. You know, I've got permission on his land, you know, can I have permission to do yours? He might turn around and say yes, he might turn around and say no. But I know this guy has got hectares of fucking land. I mean hectares. But if no, then I don't know where to go next, to be honest with you. If I can't get any more permissions near the one I've got at the moment. No, you're talking about at least 10, maybe 12 different places with, like, you know, small slots of like land. You know, you might get like what I've got, another horse stable or paddock might have 3 acres, another one might have 10 acres, another one might have 20 acres, like that kind of thing. But I think the one with what I've got at the moment, to be honest with you, will keep me going for, you know, another 3 or 4 months, because like once I've done it once with the metal detector I'm using at the moment, which is the Bounty Hunter Smart Pro, I'm going to do it with that one first. Then I'm going to go back with another metal detector and go over it again, because, like, you know, different detectors, different with the frequencies. They also penetrate the ground different. So I will go back there and I've asked permission if I can continue doing it with a second detector. And he said, yeah, no problem. You come here as many times you like, mate. So, you know, I will be doing that one again after I finished it the first time. I'll go back a second time with another milk detector. Because I've seen a lot of you guys out there, you know, milk detectors out there, where you've hammered places before. And, you know, we've got some really interesting, amazing things. And you've gone and bought another milk detector. And you thought, you know, about just going out there, trying it one more time. And you're finding things you never found in the first couple of times, you know, kind of thing. And if you noticed about it, when you're actually detecting, let's say this is the detector. When you're going there, yeah, and you're detecting, you're swinging, right? You're going like that, in like a half circle. Well, you're missing the middle, aren't you? Unless you're doing it like there's a straight line, then you're not missing nothing. But I noticed a lot of people do it like in a curve. They're swinging their milk detector in the curve here. So what's in that middle bit there, that's what you're missing. And you could be missing a shitload of like coins, you know, relics, jewelry, you know, weapons, knives, you know, anything. So that's what I'm planning to do. Because I do it as mine, as like as a curve. It's not like a big curve. It's just like, you know, a small curve. I'm still missing out the proportion of that, you know, kind of like movement. I'm still missing that, a section. So that's why I'm going to go back again with a different milk detector. And I mean, go back maybe a third time with a different milk detector on a third time. I don't know yet. So that's what I plan to do anyway. I'm just watching Chucky 3 on TV, the horror channel, where he's at. Chucky's in that military camp. God knows how many times I've seen this bloody movie. That's why I thought I'd do a stream, because I can't be bothered with watching TV. I've gone through most of the videos that people have been putting up today, you know. How many people I've subscribed to on milk detecting? Probably a few hundred. And there's probably about 10 or 15 that's actually uploaded videos today. Some of them I've watched, some of them it's just like, you know, content that doesn't really bother me, you know, it doesn't interest me. I did do a video yesterday regarding a coin I got from Mobile Coins. You know, I've done a $5 donation for 2-old Paul, and the first donation I got, I was lucky enough to get a $1/2 1965 40% coin, which is in one of my coin bags box down here. And I did do a second donation about a week later. Didn't get nothing, but you know, the guy was good enough to say, well, because you've only just started out, you know, collecting the open coins, I'll send you another coin, which I'm waiting for. I've also like done a small donation on Clash Guitars, $5 for 1 Paul. The only thing is, even if I won something, he wouldn't have been able to send it, because I used to go on about the situation sending coins out, you know, can be illegal, or if it ain't illegal, it's all that process of going through, like, you know, the customs and all that kind of crap. So he said he was going to send me a guitar pickup, which I've not had yet. That's been like 3 weeks. But I did get the silver $1/2 from Larry Mobile Coins yesterday. And I showed that on my mail call yesterday. So yeah, if I find anything like, you know, silver coins, I might even trade some of the silver coins for other silver coins, you know. I did have, would you believe, 3 silver coins sent to me. I think it's from the Hoover Brothers. I can't remember. It's Hoover Brothers or one other group. I sent them some silver coins myself and some other coins, and they sent me 3 other coins back, American coins. One I know was like an Indian head, but I don't think that's silver. I think they sent me a Rosenbelt and another one, 2 silver and Indian head, but I can't remember what I've done with them. Put them somewhere, and I just can't bloody find them anymore. So if I do find them, they go in my book, or they might go in my little coin tray I bought. Now, if you don't know about these guys, these are on eBay. These are 30mm, and I'm not promoting them. But you get 100 like little coin casings. I'll just put that in there so demonstration, which is just falling down, and they are kind of like okay, but when you try to put them back together, you know, especially with the old pennies, it doesn't like connect properly. I think the old penny is just a little bit too big for it. You know, it will fit in there, but when you put the lid back on, it doesn't, you know, like connect properly. So you might just like put a little bit of tape on it to like keep it closed. As I say, my one just came off. But you can get these. I don't know how much they are in America. But you get the box and you get 100 of these little coin covers, which you know, like that. Put your coin in and just like push it in. Well, that time it actually went in properly. But 100 of these 30mm coin cases and a box. In the UK, the cheapest one I've seen is about £5. I don't know how much they are in America. You can actually get them from Hong Kong as well, a bit cheaper. Pretty good little container. Got 100 coins in there. Or you can buy these. I think these were, I've got these on Amazon. I think there's like 2 for £6. And you can put about 2, 4, 6, 12, 24, 36, about 80 coins in these little coin book things. So you get them on Amazon. I think you can get them on eBay as well. Coin collector books. But I think there was 2 for £6 on Amazon. So I bought 2 lots. So that's like 12 quid. I've had these like for over a month, and they are pretty good, like little booklets. But when I saw these, I was actually going to get some more of these, but when I was doing like coin holders, I've come across these and I thought, well, that's really interesting. You know, £5 for a box, and you can have like 100 coins in these little containers, and they're not getting like, you know, scratched up or anything. So I bought one of those, and I might probably get another one, but one which has got like a smaller container, like a 22 or a 26mm ones for the smaller coins, for like the ship pennies, for instance, or the threepences, little threepence coins. So I probably might get a few more of these, but most of them are like 30mm ones. So I can still put like, you know, the smaller coins in these if I want to from now, but I want to get like, you know, the original ones which have got like smaller containers, because then they won't be rattling around in the little container inside. And I want to try to like separate them all, like put the King George pennies in one section, Edward in another, Victoria in another, Elizabeth in another, you know, and do it that way. I mean, you know, kind of like separate them out and make them look kind of a little bit more respectful, I suppose. So, you know, I'll keep you updated on that. The labels, as I say, the postal labels I've still got. I might start doing the odd video on here, explaining what the labels are. They're just postal labels, actually, really. You know, I might do it, I don't know. I might just keep it up on my other channel. But I want to close some of the other channels down. I've got too much work going on to different channels. I might bring the videos over then from that channel onto this channel. That's one thing they're doing anyway, but I don't know yet. Some people might not even be interested in like labels. It's just like coin collecting in one way, but it's like postal labels / stamp collecting. And I know some of you do collect various things, like some collect coins, stamps, and other kind of like memorabilia. And you have it all on your channel. Right, so I'm going to go, and if I do go out tomorrow, which I'm hoping to do, there may be a video up tomorrow night, if not Sunday night. If I don't go out tomorrow, it'll be Sunday. So I'll be over on my permission again. The only thing about it is like an hour and a quarter there and that hour and a quarter back on public transport, you know. And this time I'm going to... The thing is, when you're out on a paddock, a horse farm, and there's all that horse muck everywhere, yeah, and, you know, it gets on your boots, it does kind of like linger to you. I was on the bus the other day coming home, and the school kids like were coming on the buses, and one little cheeky bitch fucking sprayed me with scent, thinking, oh, he stinks, you know. I was going to turn around and say, the reason I smelled is because I'm on a fucking horse farm, you know, kind of thing. So, you know, but I didn't want to like cause up, you know, stir any kind of ruckus towards any kids, so I just ignored them. They sprayed me with this bloody scent. So what I'm going to do is stick some deodorant in the bag, ready for when I go. And before I get on the bus, I'm going to spray myself with fucking deodorant, so people will smell not the horse manure, but the deodorant on me. So I won't have too many people giving me weird looks and thinking I stink, you know, kind of thing. So like, I'm going to go. Cheers for popping on and reviewing the channel. If you like the channel, thumbs up. If you don't, thumb down. I don't give a damn. Instead of you, and if you do, thumbs down. You know, that's why I take my thumbs up and down off, so I don't give a damn. And it don't, you know, other people can't see who's thumbed me up and who's thumbed me down. Let's see what's going on here. Really? Congratulations, you won the £500 gift from Argos. Don't miss out. Your gift is valued until the 17th of November. Yeah, and there's conditions like, you know, you probably have to spend so much to even get the voucher. Screw Argos. News. No, I don't interest in goddamn news. Let's turn that off and put it on battery saving mode. And then later on, before I go to bed, I'll set the alarm clock on. Actually, I'll do that now. Alarm clock, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, which is Saturday. So that will go off in 9 hours, 4 minutes. And then the other one for Saturday. Click on that. 9 hours, 3 minutes. I always put my alarm clock on for 3 times. Like, you know, it could be like 8 o'clock, 8:20 and 8:30, because I tend to always like roll over, turn the alarm clock off and start snoozing again. So it's set for 3 times: 7 o'clock, 7:20, 7 o'clock, 7:20 and 7:30. So I should be up out of bed at 7:30 and out the door by 8 o'clock, and I should be on my permission by 9 o'clock or 9:15, depending on the traffic. So anyway, let's say there might be a video up tomorrow night, if not Sunday, depending on if I get up tomorrow. If I don't get up, definitely be Sunday. Me and Annan is going to be meeting up next week. The reason why I didn't do this week was because of the weather conditions. And I'd rather him like stay at home and rest up, because he hasn't been well over the last week or so. So, you know, it's better him like, you know, kind of like building up his energy and getting better before he goes out and not detecting again. Can't tell you where we're going to go. Never tell people where we go now, because, like, you know, you get the haters and you might get the old other people like coming over and trying to like steal your permission and stuff like that. So we don't tell people where we go anyway. But anytime we are out, we do actually give out, you know, well, we do videos anyway. We don't give out the information where we are. Claim jumpers, that's the word I'm trying to think of. We don't want claim jumpers. So I'll see you on the next live stream. When that'll be, I don't know. But cheers for watching. Catch you later. Have a good weekend, everyone. I'm going to go and watch Scrap and Panic Man's video now. I do like watching people going out trash collecting, you know, scavenging and, you know, like making a little bit of money on trash, you know, and recycling and stuff like that. And that's another thing. Oh, and that's another thing there. I've not done no scavenging or going out, you know, trash picking for a few weeks. Reason being, I've got too much stuff which I need to go through before I even decide to go out, you know, do my little curbside scavenging. And you know, I've got fucking DVD players, radio systems, Xboxes, computers that I've not even sorted out yet. I've got tons of wire I've not even gone through. You know, I've got so much junk. It's unbelievable. And some of that junk I might have to chuck out myself again, you know, kind of thing. But I'm going to try to get my local, what's the name, scrap dealer, see if he's interested in it and see what I can make out of it, if anything. If not, I'll just give it to him free. But I won't be doing no more scavenging, trash picking, whatever until the new year now anyway. So those videos won't be out till the new year. So there won't be no videos until the new year because I won't be out till the new year. Right, I'm going to go drink my coffee and I'm going to eat my rest of my licorice all sorts. And I'll see you on the next live stream. When that be, I've got no idea. But anyway, have a good weekend and happy hunting. Catch you later.